So today it's raining here in Oxford and one of my cats has curled up on my bed. I thought it could be a good opportunity to film another video and talk a little bit about fantasy world building, mountains and monsters. This is one of my old maps over Western Farraway, and as you can see, the mountains that I've drawn on the map are very simple. They look like upside down V's, but they're still different from the more rounded hills. Here is another map, this time of Northern Farraway, where I drew the mountains a little bit more three-dimensional by adding a shaded area to the side of the mountain slope. Drawing mountains can be quite easy, or advanced if you like. An easy tip is to draw upside down L's in different sizes and shade them like they were cones. I used to draw my old D&D maps in pencils, but I recently started using ink and watercolors. When it comes to mountains and fantasy building, I try to imagine what the people who live there are like and what their lives would look like. For example, farming in mountains areas might be quite hard, with the exception of a few fertile dale regions. This means that people are going to be more dependent on hunting and maybe herding. And this probably would be reflected in their clothes and weapons, but also their housing and towns. In addition, since mountains are in general wilder regions, the area might be full of both beasts and dangerous monsters. Beasts could include wolves and bears and other large top predators such as eagles. If you're creating a world for 5e systems, you might want to include raiding monsters such as gnolls, orcs and goblins. But you could also include other fantasy creatures such as dragons, purple worms, or your own homebrew monsters. Mountain regions can also be quite isolated, and traveling across the mountains might be hard and difficult, especially during the winter. For example, in Eastern Farraway, where our books take place, a large part of the North Star region is completely shut off during the winter months. And I don't know about you, but another thing that I associate with mountains are dwarves and mines. For world building, this would probably mean that there is quite a lot of trading going on in the area. Dwarves are often blacksmiths and produce various metal items, from armor, axes and arrow points and other weapons, but also everyday items such as fishing hooks, nails and plows for farming. However, since dwarves tend to live in mines, they don't generally farm, so they would need to trade their goods for everything that they need, from clothes, grains, wood, etc. This means that established trading roads would cut through the mountain landscape and connect the different regions with each other. Here are the final pictures of the mountains that I made. I drew them in pencil and ink, as well as watercolor. I tried different styles and colors, from desert mountains to snowy mountains, as well as mountain chains and a larger singular mountain. Here are two maps that I made previously in watercolors. In this one, the mountains are following the landscape like a mountain chain or a ridge, in contrast to the mountains in the Craigholm region in Buckwald, which consists of a more continuous mountain landscape. I hope that you liked this video, and if you have any questions or would like to talk more about world building and fantasy maps, let me know in the comments. I hope that you will have a wonderful and creative day.